hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything.
Okay, that's just not going to happen there. So we're going to do this. We are going to go to our next guest. They are going to join us here in just a few seconds here on our big program. Coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today and also AMFM247.com. And we are going to go to our guest. And our guest is going to join us here in just a few seconds. And I'll tell you, if you're watching us on our either on our streaming or on our social media or Rumble or any of these places that you watch us, I will have to say that you've got me, who has no hair, and then you have Oscar, who has too much hair. It's amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. Now, Oscar, you are amazing, my friend. First of all, we haven't had you on the broadcast in a while. What have you been up to?
Well, it depends on how I answer or frame that question, because if you're talking about from a multidimensional planetary level, I've been up to things that cannot even be spoken of. On the terrestrial level, here on Earth plane, I've been involved in continuing to apprentice people in cross-cultural shamanism and teach love by the way I live. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
What my life is about.
That's fantastic.
About sharing the world's mystery traditions and healing arts with as many diverse populations as possible. Always reminding them that true healing, which is a restoration of wholeness in our lives, is only possible if it's a labor of love. And hence, the source of everything that is medicine in the world from a shamanic perspective.
Okay, so your latest book is fantastic, Shamanism. Tell me a little bit about this incredible book, my friend.
Well, thank you, James. And it ties in with the name of your program, Jiggy Jaguar, because jaguar medicine is quite important, as are all two-legged felines, in terms of healing the pollution of mind that is so characteristic of our postmodern era. I'm more concerned with faulty thinking, the drunken monkey mind that permeates our human psyche, than actual environmental pollution or contamination as the downfall of our planetary web. So therefore, shamanism, personal quests of communion with nature and creation, is my third book. And it's through sacred stories, whose founder, Ariel, Patricia, is a beautiful soul that had a shamanic awakening herself, in which various animal allies appeared in her life path and guided her to create this organization, this publishing company that is dedicated to making the divine and the mystical mainstream in human experience. And I've been honored to be the 7th book in her series, entitled Shamanism, Personal Quests of Communion with Nature and Creation, that has 3 parts. The first part is an in-depth plunge into the shamanic world of our ancient peoples and its relevance to today's critical moment in our planetary evolution. And as well as talks about how everyone really has a shamanic impulse, because in my humble opinion, my good brother, the first impulse to care for something other than oneself in equal measure, or maybe even more, gave rise to shamanism. So in a sense, shamanism is a universal phenomena. It exists in everything, in all expressions of the natural world. Everything seeks to survive and to better themselves, and that's a shamanic drive to become more refined expressions of the great cosmic mother's dreaming, as we say. So the first part deals with how shamanism is an integral part of our human experience, and that you don't have to be born in a tribally affiliated community to be called to the shamanic path. That with the proper guidance, with elders, as well as adhering to a lineage that is time proven, and your own encounter with non-ordinary states of awareness, you can develop your own shamanic tradition, your own shamanic path.
Explain that a little bit more detail to us, because I have heard in the past that is not possible. You have to be, kind of brought into the club somehow or whatever. Explain to me what you just said, but a little bit more detail, my friend.
Well, there's two ways of thinking of the shamanic call. One is through direct revelation, meaning a spiritual encounter with a non-ordinary or alternate state of consciousness.
Yes.
In which you are exposed to a whole other way of experiencing life that is very, very rich in its relationship with the sentient living multiverse, where you feel that there's consciousness in a stone, in a plant, in a leaf, where there's consciousness in an animal, where there is awareness in everything in life. That is a shamanic reality. That is a shamanic experience. And that can happen through a very powerful dream. It can happen through a psychic dismemberment, a breakdown that leads to a breakthrough if you're having some emotional or psychological issues, or it can happen also through the practice of entheogenic plant medicines, using certain plant allies, sacramental plants, to expand one's consciousness. But there's various ways that one can be triggered to encounter a shamanic reality without the need of a teacher, without the need to being part of that club that you mentioned. Then there's the other one. There's the other path that I was privileged to undergo, which is a much more formalized apprenticeship in traditional ancestral shamanic practices. Being from Peru and growing up there, and also living for many, many moons with two revered mentors of the northern coastal healing tradition of Kamasca curanderismo and the Highland tradition, I received a very formal apprenticeship in a sanctioned lineage, and therefore could not deviate from that practice. That said,
absolutely
over
amazing.
time, that lineage-based apprenticeship I received, together with my own personal breakthroughs to non-ordinary states of consciousness, became merged into what I teach now, which is the foundation of this book, which what I term is universal shamanism, a shamanic availability, a shamanic gift from creation itself to be an instrument, a hollow bone, an empty vessel for the expression of the divine in the world. In a way, we are, as universal shamans,
yes,
and I hope this makes sense, we are walking theophanies. Theophanos in Greek means the revelation or making visible that which is invisible, making the divine, the sacred visible through one's actions in the world. And it can be a game. We call it the Puhyay Kausay, the game of life. It is a game of beautifying and sanctifying all our relationships in the world. I hope that these words are not overly poetic and touch your heart as well as the hearts of your beautiful listeners.
Well, you are amazing. I'll tell you, they should put you in a bottle and sell you. You're amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here in our broadcast. The brand new book, Shamanism, Personal Quests of Communion with Nature and Creation. It is the 7th book in the exciting Common Sentence book series. And Don Oscar is with us today. He is amazing. You're just fantastic, sir.
Well, thank you. I like you too, my good brother.
So what has been the feedback that you've gotten on this book so far?
Well, as you can assess from the editorial reviews so far provided for the book by very respected luminaries in the shamanic arts, best-selling authors and teachers that are world-renowned, the feedback has been phenomenally positive. And now the launch is today, as a matter of fact. Today is the first time the public can buy the book. And so the reviews will be coming in from the readers themselves over the next few weeks to few months. And that'll also be a determining factor as to its success. Yet the success really is about making a contribution to the awakening of, how could I say, to the awakening of the heart, not only of one's individual soul, but the soul of our planet, our anima mundi. It is meant to serve as a catalyst to promote peace, to promote compassive action, and to promote altruistic presence among those people ready to take the next step forward in what it means to be human, rather than just bound to our consumerist, narcissistic tendencies that have taken us to where we are right now at the brink of a very dangerous meltdown on a planetary scale. So this is meant to be a healing salve, a medicine, and more important, a new story, a new narrative for an Earth that has always been possible when we come together in cooperative, peaceful action as a human species. That's why the book also includes brilliant, riveting stories by 25 other writers other than myself. In the second part of the book, it's all about storytelling, shamanic storytelling, the most powerful medicine we can have. So it's very exciting to have other people that have been transformed in their lives, have experienced healing in their lives, that are not shamanic teachers per se, but just common two-leggeds, you and me and everybody else.
Well, I'll tell you, I often get called a lot of names, but the nicest thing I've been called all day is a common two-legged, sir.
Well, we are. We're just two-leggeds. You know, one among four-leggeds, among creepy crawlers, among winged ones, among all of our allies, all of our relatives, right? So we're now better and no worse than a gnat, and
yes.
no more noble than a condor. We're all in it together, yeah.
So, what are some of your goals for this book?
Well, that it plants a seed that will find fertile ground in any person who is fed up with the frustrating conditions of having a dream, having a vision, having an impulse, a drive to make themselves and the world a better place, yet find it very difficult to be part of a sacred community that as a whole can have a concrete impact to make change possible. And therefore, the goal is that it will stimulate the co-creation of sacred earth-honoring community among diverse people in the world, and that they go out there autonomously, not having to have a teacher like Don Oscar, but that they contact their own inner shaman, their own inner medicine person, and trust that that medicine person over time, if you give it expression within the support of a larger community, will blossom and flourish into an extraordinary light founded upon love.
That is awesome.
That's the bottom line, my good friend.
Well, I'll tell you,
Wanted to do medicine.
I have been taking notes here, and I have been writing feverishly. So, this book, when you sat down to put this book together, what was your writing process like?
Oh, wow. Well, it just so happens that I was reflecting on this. I put together some notes here that speak exactly about that writing process. And so, in a nutshell, this is what came through. Becoming a hollow bone. As the originator of the Pachacuti Mesa tradition of cross-cultural shamanism, I've dedicated my soul's current embodiment as a Gaian passerby to the revitalization of sacred trust between humankind and the natural world, guided by the perennial wisdom teachings and shamanic healing traditions of my heart island or South American ancestors from Peru. I've practiced earth-honoring ceremonial traditions and shamanic healing arts for over 50 years. I prayerfully held council around countless sacred fires with revered wisdom keepers and tribal elders from the 4 directions. I've made countless pilgrimages paying homage to the ancestral tutelary spirits and sacred guardians of venerated native homelands worldwide. I've opened my heart, hearth, and home to serve as a healing sanctuary where people from all walks of life find respite from a world of vast, incomprehensible forces. I've willingly died and been reborn many times over. Each death a deeper level of surrendering and letting go of my socially conditioned identity, of my stinking thinking, drunken monkey mind. I have tempered my ordinarily faulty thinking from prosaic to spellbounding. Every new end, every new beginning, a higher octave in self-realization of my soul's immortality. Every life renewal, a sacred journey in recalling I am that I am. So when I was offered the opportunity to write a book that encapsulated this rich earthwalk of experiences, I was quite stunned, because how do you put into word that is transmittable such a personalized experience of transformation? And so I went to my medicine lodge, which is a healing altar, a ceremonial ground that we have in our home. And I prayed deeply to my own mentors that are now on the other side for them to offer guidance. And as usual, in a trustworthy manner, they showed up in my vision and then continued to show up in my dream time. And over 4 consecutive nights, this book all of a sudden started to unfold with all of the chapters, all of the names, all of the subchapters, and most importantly, the vision as to what it needed to be as a integration of ancestral teachings and an opening to the evolution of a new form of universal shamanic living on the planet. And when that came together, I knew that it was okay, that I would be able to write a book that was going to honor the ancestral lineages in a noble manner, and at the same time remain open and give breathing space for these traditions to evolve, mature, and expand, and reach a lot of people that would not otherwise have an opportunity to apprentice these arts in a tribal setting. And I said yes to Ariel and sacred traditions, and hence the birth of shamanism, personal quests of communion with nature and creation.
Fantastic.
I hope that suffices as a response to your question.
Well, you are amazing, my friend, and I definitely want to have you back, because we haven't even scratched the surface of this book yet. Before we let you go, how do we find the book and get in touch with you online?
Well, it's on many it's on your bookseller of your choice, but primarily Amazon, if you can do that. It's both in print and audible form. So you can go to Amazon, or you can go to Sacred Sentience or sacredstories.com, or you can order it also through theheartofthehealer.org, which is the organization which we have founded to promote these medicine ways among diverse people. So, yes, just Google theheartofthehealer.org or Google shamanism book, Amazon.com, and boom, I'm right now, even though it just was launched today, I just saw we're number 4 under.
Wow.
Yeah, so things
Holy
are moving
smokes.
quick.
Things are moving quick, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I always enjoy chatting with you, my friend. I look forward to talking to you soon. Have yourself a blessed day, my friend.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. Love to everybody. Highly.
Appreciate it, my friend. There he goes, the fantastic Don Oscar. He is amazing. That is back here live on our big broadcast. It's iHeartRadio. Also 50 plus AM FM stations across the country and around the world. You can get a hold of us online at JIGGYJGUAR.com. We have got a brand new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. These folks are exciting, and we are excited about them, and we need to help them today. Go over and give them some of your hard-earned money over at igg.me/AT/home-haircut. These folks are doing some amazing things. We don't want to give away too many details on the radio. We'd like you to go over and check this out today. It is absolutely amazing. It's igg.me/AT/home-haircut. Oh, yeah. They're making some incredible things happen, and they need you to go over and help them out today. Give some of your hard money today. Let's get this up and running. Let's go get them some of your hard-earned money and help them out today. They're amazing. And tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. An incredible new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. Before we do that, thanks for listening to us today here on 50 Plus AM FM stations across the country and around the world. Also iHeartRadio as well. KFRK in Denver. And you can get a hold of us online at JiggyJaguar.com. A brand new Kickstarter campaign is live, and they need some of your hard-earned money, and they need your help today. Go over and check out this incredible independent artist. This is basically production of a brand new album. Music lovers, everybody, go over and check out this incredible new campaign. Kickstarter.com. Search new EP, Dream Pop, Electronica, Dystopian Theme. That's right, Alien Love. Go over and find them on Instagram at Alien Love. Whoo! Check it out today. Tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. Give some of your hard money right now at Kickstarter.
It's a new year here at the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, and we are ramping up for a tremendous 2014. We have a lot of things coming up this year. We're doing a lot of television projects, going to be doing a lot of radio as well, and we need your help. Shop our Amazon.com links. You can do all of your shopping through our website at jiggyjaguar.com. That's JIGGY, It's as simple as clicking on our Amazon link. That will take you to Amazon. Amazon will still look the same. It'll still feel the same. You'll still get the same deals. We just get a little bit of help off a commission from Amazon if you do shopping through our link. Also, we have our advertising available on Fiverr.com, as well as many of these other micro sites around the internet. We have a complete list at our website, jiggyjaguar.com. Recently, we had Dr. Ted Baer on the program talking advertising with us.
If they said that our media doesn't have any influence, why would somebody buy an ad? Why would somebody buy an ad on your program? Hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything available at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Thanks for listening and thanks for supporting Transmedia Worldwide.
Welcome back to our big broadcast. We are live on iHeartRadio today, 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. You can also find us at jiggyjaguar.com. We have got a brand new marketing partner with us today here at Transmedia Worldwide. It's an incredible new Kickstarter campaign. Go to KICKSTARTER.com. Search Cease the Animation. That's right, it's an anime telling the story of Cease, a young woman who can travel through the reality of every living entity. It has got an amazing story. Go over and back this project at KICKSTARTER.com. Search Cease the Animation. This comes from Lyon, France. Give them some of your hard money right now and tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. Back this project right now. Back here live on our big broadcast here on iHeartRadio. Also, find us on Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook as well. 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. iHeartRadio as well. Get a hold of us, KFRK in Denver. We have got a brand new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. You're going to want to get a pen. You're going to want to write this down, and you're going to want to go support this campaign. This is an incredible crowdfunding campaign. They are basically giving you amazing things. It is a disco app for finding the best and perfect disco for you. New, fresh idea. You could book your tickets in the app. You could check out disco ratings. This is amazing. Get a pen, write this link down, and go support this. They need some of your hard-earned money right now. Go over to GoFund.me/, the letter B, 11, the letter C, the number 1, the letter F, the number 2, and the letter A. Go support them. Disco time in the city. And you've heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. Back here live on our big broadcast. We are live coast to coast and border to border on 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. Blake has been on the run for several months. Desperate to move on, he attempts to start a new life by moving on from his past. Although his ex-lover, Amy, has other ideas. Shatterproof is an action film that will have choreographed fight sequences by experienced film combat professionals. Love is a curious thing, and we're able to find out how far Amy will go to make Blake love her back. Using a 4K FPV drone and a 4K camera, we will film stunning footage from all sorts of different angles that a camera on a tripod won't be able to do on its own. Shatterproof has the potential to become a feature film along with its premiere at Aiders Entertainment International Film Screening 2022 on the 28th of September in Bedford, England. Go over to KICKSTARTER.com. Search Shatterproof. That's right, Kickstarter.com. Search Shatterproof. Give them some of your hard-earned money today. Help them make this film. And tell them you heard about it here, Transmedia Worldwide. An incredible new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. Before we do that, thanks for listening to us today here on...
This is the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show.
It is Sandra Lee. She is back with us here on our big broadcast. And Sandra, welcome back to the proceedings. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. So there is a lot going on in the news. What do you make of some of the different things happening in the news cycle, my friend?
Well, honey, you know I'm always as positive as I can possibly be. And I've had a real heartbreaking 3 or 4 months. It just seems like everybody I know and love has left this earth. So I had a lot of mourning to do and a lot of thinking to do.